Good morning and welcome to a special meeting in the Milton Select Board on March 15th, 2024. Let me take a moment to explain the need for this meeting and the need for this meeting on an emergency basis. The Attorney General filed a lawsuit against the Town of Milton on February 27th. Since that time, much of my time has been focused on finding alternatives for the board to consider as special counsel to help defend the town against the Attorney General's complaint. The process for seeking special counsel has been time sensitive because of the unusually accelerated schedule sought by the Attorney General in its lawsuit against the town. The board has met on several occasions, including with several lawyers and law firms, in an effort to secure special counsel to help defend the town against the Attorney General's complaint. Those efforts culminated on this past Tuesday evening, when the board, acting unanimously by the non-abstaining members, chose the law firm of Foley Hoag to represent the town as special counsel in defending against the Attorney General's complaint. In our discussions with Foley Hoag had told us that they had represented the Massachusetts Department of Transportation and the MBTA on prior unrelated matters, but that those representations did not rise to the level of a conflict of interest, such that Foley Hoag would be precluded from representing the town as special counsel in response to the Attorney General's complaint. On Wednesday, the day after the board chose Foley Hoag as special counsel, Foley Hoag informed me of the following, and they have authorized me to explain it as follows. On Wednesday, the day after the board chose Foley Hoag as special counsel in the Attorney General's lawsuit against the town, the Massachusetts Department of Transportation and the MBTA were in contact with Foley Hoag and informed Foley Hoag of their position that Foley Hoag's past representation of the MBTA and the Massachusetts Department of Transportation on unrelated matters did constitute a conflict of interest that would preclude Foley Hoag from serving as special counsel for the Town of Milton in response to the Attorney General's lawsuit against the Town of Milton. Foley Hoag did not and does not believe that their past representation of the Massachusetts Department of Transportation and the MBTA on past unrelated matters would preclude the firm from representing Milton in the lawsuit brought by the Attorney General. Nevertheless, because of the position of the Massachusetts Department of Transportation and the MBTA, Foley Hoag would have to withdraw as special counsel for Milton. So, the Town of Milton is left with the Attorney General's effort to seek an accelerated schedule in its lawsuit, including a filing due today and an answer and counterclaim due on Monday, and without special counsel of its choosing in this matter, based on the position of the Massachusetts Department of Transportation and the MBTA. Those factors have created the need for this board to meet this morning on an emergency basis without the normal full 48-hour public notice period. Now, are there any objections from the members to meeting on this emergency basis?
No.
All right, seeing none. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just saying none. No.
All right. Seeing no objections. Item 2 is I will move to enter into executive session for discussion regarding strategy with respect to the litigation filed by the Attorney General versus the Town of Milton, number SJ-20240078, the Supreme Judicial Court, based on my belief that discussion of this matter in open session may have a detrimental effect on the litigating position of the Select Board, and the Select Board will return to open session.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor, Ms. Bradley,
Yes.
Ms. Musto,
Yes.
Mr. Wells,
Yes.
Mr. Zoll,
Yes.
Mr. Zulish, yes. So we will adjourn we will enter into executive session, and we will return to public session after that executive session.
And this will be in a separate Zoom link, a separate Zoom meeting, which Lynn distributed yesterday. So we'll go into that room and then return to the webinar for the open session.
Returning to the special meeting of the Milton Select Board on March 15th, 2023. Item 3 is discussion approval engagement of counsel for litigation filed by the Attorney General versus the Town of Milton, SJ 2024-0078 in the Supreme Judicial Court. We have before us a letter of engagement from the law firm of Goodwin Proctor, presented by a partner in the firm named Kevin P. Martin, dated March 12th, 2024. So I will move to engage the law firm of Goodwin Proctor, and specifically Kevin P. Martin, and to accept the terms substantially presented in the engagement letter dated March 12th, 2024 from the law firm of Goodwin Proctor and the partner there, Kevin P. Martin, and to authorize the town administrator to sign the engagement letter on behalf of the select board.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? All right, motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor of voting, Ms. Bradley,
I'm abstaining.
Ms. Musto,
Yes.
Mr. Wells,
Yes.
Mr. Zoll,
I abstain.
and Mr. Zulish, yes. Anything further on this?
Motion to adjourn, Mr. Chair.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor, Ms. Bradley,
Yes.
Ms. Musto,
Yes.
Mr. Wells,
Yes.
Mr. Zoll,
Yes.
and Mr. Zulish, yes. Thank you, everyone. Thank you
Thank you.
for meeting at this hour and on a very short notice. And we hope that our next meeting will be on March 26th, but we'll always be available if we need to in the meantime. So thank you, everyone.
Always
you.
thank you, Mr. Chair.
Great weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you, Peter.
You too.